Thank you for coming on board with us to hear about Northumbria University. My name is Lina. I'm an international recruitment coordinator for Europe and Central Asia here at Northumbria University. You might notice I have an accent. This is because I'm from Lithuania myself. So I feel like I can imagine a little bit about what you're going through. So I moved to England to study for my undergraduate degree, just to like how you're thinking of doing right now. So for me, it was one of the best decisions I've made in my life. So I'm here to give you more information about it and help you make that informed decision too. So I'm going to tell you a bit more about the university. Let me just share my screen now. Okay, so you should be able to see it now. So I have a short video about the university here, so I'm gonna play it here, but you won't be able to hear any sound. So if you'd like to listen to the sound, I mean, it's just a song, so it's not gonna make such a big difference. But if you'd like to hear it with the sound, I put it in the comments section, so you can look at it later. I think it gives a really nice view of what it's like to be a student here. This video was made by one of the students of Northumbria. Okay, so this was a quick video, just an overview about the university from a perspective of a student, so I hope you liked it. So to quickly introduce Northumbria and put it in numbers, you can see that we are quite a large university and we have large percentage of international students. Almost 20% of all our students are from outside of the UK. So if you're worried about being the only international student there, there's nothing to worry about. We have 4 academic faculties. I will talk about them a bit later. And I included some statistics here because I know everyone will always wants to know how are you ranked. So you can see from these numbers that we are ambitious, innovative, and constantly improving university because we are the fastest rising UK university in the world rankings, and we are one of the top 100 young universities in the world. You can see that we have a clear focus on employability, making sure that we provide the best facilities possible, and we want to make sure that you have the best time here as well. So we are the top university in the region for student experience. So these are 4 faculties that we have. So you can see a list of subjects that you could study here at Northumbria. I couldn't include all of them. We have more than 200 programs you can study here. So to be fair, whatever you want to study it's really likely that we have it. So we'll start with business and law. So also just like to add that whichever program you choose, there's going to be a really big focus on giving you practical experience and giving you opportunities to 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 feel what it's really like to be in that profession, which of course helps you to prepare for the real life as well. So to start with business and law, we're really proud to be winners of UK's Business School of the Year So you can imagine how many universities there are in the UK, and we won as the best business school of the year, including all the big universities in the UK. So we're really proud of that. And we are the first university in Europe to get double accreditation from AACSB. It's an institution that approves the quality of the teaching, of the facilities, of all the standards. So it's the proof of, it's a stamp of quality, as you may say. Moving on to health and life sciences. You can see that we have, again, really great facilities. I will talk about facilities in the next slide. You'll see some pictures. But some of the ones we have are simulation mannequins to help nursing students and health science students to practice. We have fantastic labs. And if you're studying sciences or anything health related, you will spend at least 1 day per week in a lab actually doing practical work, which is amazing. Another exciting thing that we have is for forensic science students. We have a dedicated crime scene house. So they set up everything to look like a crime scene, and you have a chance to come in there and explore it like a real forensic scientist. So it's just really exciting. I would love to try it out, to be fair. And we recently invested £30 million in our Sports Central facility. So it has a physiology lab, biomechanics lab, nutritional labs, and anything you would need to make sure that you learn everything you need to make a great career in sports. So our design and social sciences is another well-ranked department with a wide variety of degree programs. So you can see you can study fashion, interior design, art. There's more courses, as I mentioned. You can find them online. These are the main ones. There are some of the rankings on here. Um, and once again, in art and design, you won't just learn how to use the programs and techniques, but also how to be employable. It's even more important than in other programs to learn how to be employable as an artist. So we focus on that, and we also focus on teaching you how to be creative, how to think outside the box. We've got partnership with global established companies like Abercrombie and Fitch, Nissan, and others. So you will have a chance to work with them or have some kind of contact during your studies. Of course, I can talk about how successful you're going to be, but I think it's more vivid if I give a real example. So you can see some of our alumni here. You might not recognize their names, but you will recognize their work. So Sir Jonathan Ive was the senior design executive for Apple, and he studied at Northumbria. He studied design for industry. So he's responsible for the design of Mac. And Neil Marshall directed one of the episodes of Game of Thrones, and he studied film and TV production at Northumbria. So these are just some of the examples. And lastly, engineering and environment. Again, we have a wide variety of programs to choose from, all kinds of engineering, architecture, computer science, physics, geography. We are really well ranked in those areas as well, and we've received a massive investment, and we built 2 new buildings. So one of them is for architecture, you see it in the picture, and another one is for computer and information sciences. So here are some pictures, so you would feel like you visited the campus virtually, at least, because you can't be there in person, of course, because of the circumstances. So the first picture on the top left corner is the architecture studios. The one below it is the computer and information sciences building. So it has an animation lab. It has a cybersecurity lab, really amazing equipment, and it's completely new. It's the same building on the right in the middle here. So the one above it that says Student Central is our library. It's open 24/7. The picture with the things that look like microwaves is our 3D printers, which are used by a variety of students. You can see some of our lab equipment above. The pictures at the bottom, the first one is our green screen room, and you can see some of the camera equipment we have. This is just a small glimpse, but we do really have amazing equipment for arts and design, and for all of our students, really. The last one here in the corner at the bottom on the right is are the labs, so-called labs, workshops, workrooms for our fashion students. So these are all of the sewing machines. It looks really impressive in person. So I know you might have a lot of questions, so I try to think of the ones I get asked about the most often, and one of them is about scholarships. So if you're wondering if we have scholarships, we do have scholarships. So the usual cost of a degree at Northumbria is £15,000, but we offer a fee discount of £3,000 in the first year, and then a further 1,500 fee discount for every subsequent year of your study. And you can see the eligibility requirements here. So it is really likely that you will get it. I think it's good news for you guys. Sorry, here we go. Another thing that I get asked a lot about is coronavirus, of course. And I understand this is something that you might be curious to find out a bit more about as well. So first of all, I hope everyone's well and safe. That's first of all, because it goes without saying that keeping our potential students, current students and staff is university's top priority. So in case you are an applicant and you are to come here and study at Northumbria in 2020 um, in September, I would like to reassure you that if you have an offer, nothing's changing with it, and we are going to be open from September 28th, and we will make sure that the quality of your degree won't be affected. The big classrooms will be moved online, but the other classes will be done in person. So to make sure that we adhere to the social distancing rules. And you can see there's a link at the bottom. So if you're curious about what we're doing to fight the virus and to make sure everyone's safe, you can visit that website. Another question that I thought I'll just get out of the way before I talk a bit more about the university is, can I work in the UK after my studies? I'm sure that you're curious about it, and you might have heard about it, but there's a new work visa, 2-year work visa for graduates that require a visa to come to the UK in the first place. So this is something that if you're thinking to come to the UK in 2020 or 2021, this is something that will most probably be available to you. So after your studies, you will have the opportunity to work or look for work for up to 2 years after your graduation. So I think these are exciting news. If you'd like to find out more about anything visa related or can I work in the UK after my studies, I would recommend going to gov.uk websites. These are really reliable sources of information. Okay, so to give you a quick summary of Northumbria University, now that we got the important questions out of the way, I grouped the presentation in 3 parts. So 3 reasons why students choose us. So first of all, the location. Second, our focus on employability. And third, the fact that we really do focus on making sure you have a great time here. First of all, location. So you might be wondering where we are based, and I have a quick video to show you here as well. Again, it has a song in the background, but it's really quick. It's a minute long, so I will show you anyways, so you will have a feeling, the vibe of the city. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see it with the sound on, I posted a link in the comments. So yes, if you were wondering where we are based in Newcastle. It's the dot next to the little airplane. So we have an airplane on the map there because we have an airport in Newcastle. So it's really well connected city with the rest of the world and with Europe. It has really great rail connections. So if you wanted to go to London, it takes less than 3 hours on the fastest train. Scotland, so Edinburgh is only an hour and a half away. So it's really great location. If you'd like to know a bit more about the city and why so many students come here just because of where we're based, is because we're often voted one of the best student cities. So there are a variety of reasons for it. So as I said, we're really accessible. We are very affordable, often voted as one of the most affordable cities in the UK. We are compact, so the university is right in the city center. So you will be living in the city center of Newcastle upon time. So you will be able to walk anywhere you need to go. So it's really convenient. We are voted number one in the UK for nightlife. So it's definitely a fun place to be. There's all kinds of concerts happening all the time, variety of events. We hold the largest half marathon in the UK every year. Um, but we are also a really safe university, and safety of the university comes, of course, from where it's based. So Newcastle is a very safe city as well. We have like amazing things to see about around Newcastle. Beautiful castles, beach. We have a beautiful beach just 30 minutes on the metro away from campus. And here's a bit more information about my favorite places in Newcastle. So the first one is Quayside. You will see it in the majority of the pictures of Newcastle. So it has a beautiful Sunday market on Sundays, and it's just a really nice place to hang out. Alnwick Castle, you might recognize this if you're a fan of Harry Potter. So this is where they filmed Hogwarts, and it's not too far from Newcastle. You can go there and have a full experience, full Harry Potter experience. Tynemouth is the one of the beaches that's really close to Newcastle. As I said, 30 minutes away from from the campus. So it's just really beautiful, even if it's winter or summer. One of my favorite places. As I said, Newcastle is one of the most affordable places for students in the UK to live. You can see some of the prices here. So your parents will probably really enjoy knowing that you will spend a lot less money here than you would in other places in the UK. So another reason, second reason why students choose us is because of our focus on employability. So these are some ways of how we achieve that and how we make sure you learn everything you need to know to get a job afterwards. So we have really great connections with the industry. As I mentioned, we have great facilities. We have partnerships. Yeah, as I said, with lots of businesses in the area. So sometimes they would come in to talk about how everything works in the real world and give you real project briefs. Sometimes you will be able to have, depending on which course you choose, you will be able to work together with the business to, again, to have that real world experience. Our courses are accredited by 63 professional bodies, which again just gives you more of a boost in employability, because it means that your course and your degree will be recognized um, in most of the world. We have a careers department. So it means that they regularly host workshops and training sessions of how to find a job, how to write a CV, how to perform in an interview. At the moment, they're talking about how to perform well in a virtual interview, in a Skype interview, or how to look for jobs online, things like that. So always relevant, and it's available for you from the first day that you come here. We also have part-time opportunities on campus, and if you're thinking of starting your own business, there's lots of support here. We are actually in top 3 in the UK for graduate startups. So our students do create really successful businesses. So if that's something you want, there's going to be all the support here for you. So I know that we're all dreaming about traveling because we can't do it right now. So I thought I'd talk about placement and study abroad opportunities. Most of our courses have placement year, which is an opportunity to work in a real company for a year during your degree, or opportunity to go and study abroad, so an exchange program for a year. So these are just some of the locations of where you could do a placement during your studies. So you come to the UK, but you can have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to go to another country as well. So to give you even more international experience. So you can see some of the placements are in the UK, in Europe, and some of them are outside of Europe. You see that warm destinations are always more popular. And if you're thinking about study abroad, as I mentioned, there's lots of opportunities for that. We have more than 170 partners with the universities all around the world. So you could choose from pretty much any country you want, and you could do an exchange program there for a year or for a semester. And you can see where students went 2 years ago. So again, just continue talking about employability. You can see we are number one for 2 years running in graduate startups, and we continue to be highly placed this year as well. And we are number 7 in the whole of the UK for graduate employment. So our graduates do really well, and these are some of the countries where our students either had a placement or continue working after their studies. Of course, this is not a full list. We have some students that work with Tommy Hilfiger, MTV, BBC, to name a few as well. And lastly, I'd like to talk about how we make sure that you have a great experience here. Um, as you see, we do focus on employability and making sure you get a great academic experience, but it's fun to be here too. Part of the fun is making sure that you live in a nice place. So we guarantee accommodation for all first-year students, and all of our accommodations within walking distance from the campus. As I said, campus is in the middle of the city center, which is really convenient. And all the numbers you see on the map shows where the accommodation is. So the blue area is the campus, and numbers is where the accommodations options are. So it's really close. And you will always have your own room, so you will not have to share your room with anyone. And just once again, to reiterate how affordable Newcastle is, of course, everyone knows that probably any city, not probably, but any city in the UK is cheaper than London. But if you want to compare London to Newcastle, you can see that it's 4 times cheaper. So you would spend the same amount on rent for in a month in Newcastle that you would spend in London in 1 week. And this is just illustrated by this example. So you can see that the prices in green above the pictures show the one on the left is in London, and that shows price per week. And the one on the right in Newcastle shows the same, similar price per month. So again, it just shows that you would spend here a lot less than you would in most of the cities in the UK. Yes, and I was talking about having a great time here. So, of course, it's important to have fun for your mental health, but also it's really looks really great on your CV, and we have and give you opportunities to improve your CV by doing fun things, by taking initiative. So you can get involved in lots of different societies. So we have more than 100 societies, and society is a group of students that are interested in the same thing. So it could be Harry Potter, it could be traveling, it could be yoga, it could be dancing salsa. We also have lots of sports clubs. So if you're participating in a sport, if you're an athlete, you can continue playing. If you want to try something new, there's lots of different sports clubs you can join. We also have a Freshers Week every year before the beginning of our studies. And despite this environment right now with the coronavirus, we will still have something to make sure you're not missing out. It will look a bit different, but we will make sure we have something. If you're into radio, or you can see yourself being in the radio or TV in your future, you can get involved in our student media. And I think it's just really comforting to know that if anything ever happens, or if you feel like you're struggling in any sense of the way of the word, I mean, we do have support and well-being team. Things like that don't happen very often, but I think it's nice to know that if they would, we have a team that's there to help you with whatever it is. Maybe you're not getting along with your housemate, or you feel a bit homesick. So we are there to support you. And the last thing I want to talk about is the entry requirements. So I get this question quite a lot. So you can see them here on the screen. So so we have two things that we look for. So one of them is the general academic requirement, and the other one is English language. So for English language, we ask for IELTS 6.0 with no lower score than 5.5 in each component. So that's for most of the undergraduate programs. If you're interested in postgraduate programs, um, is slightly higher. We also accept a variety of other tests. And for academic requirements, you can see them on the screen. So that's it. So we have some time for questions. So I hope um, you have some ready. So if there's anything you'd like to know, I will stop sharing. So please put it in the comments. Such a nice intro video. I'm glad you like it.
Thank you very much, Lina. Let's see if there are some questions. I see two of them on the questions tab. Do you see them?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I was looking at the chat. Okay, I see. Thank you. Yes. So do you accept Duolingo score? So at the moment we are aware of the issues around taking English tests because of the coronavirus. So we are exploring the other options available. So we are accepting the online IELTS test, and we have an internal English test that is completely free and you can take it online. So we accept those. Unfortunately, we do not accept Duolingo score at the moment, but we are looking at variety of different tests as well to just make sure that it's as easy for you as possible. And if you're looking to start your studies in September 2021, so not this year but next year, we will accept IELTS and TOEFL and Cambridge tests and all the other ones that are a bit maybe difficult to take at the moment. Okay, and I want to do my internship in this university by Erasmus program. How can I get information? I'm studying fashion design in Turkey. Okay, so if you're interested in an exchange program, right? So we would have to check if we have a partnership with your university. It is possible that we do because we have partnerships with really large number of universities. I will give you an email address that you can contact us on, and this is the best way for you to find out a bit more and give you more to get more information. I will send it to you personally just in a moment. Sorry, I'm just gonna find the address for you. Just a second. Yes. So here you go. So if you email this email address and with the name of your university, with your program and with some information on what you'd like to study here for an exchange, then we'll be able to give you more information and see if it's possible. Okay. Do you have a master program for fashion designer? How can I apply? But a year later, I'm studying now. It's really nice to see your interest, by the way, everyone. We I don't believe we have fashion design master's programs, unfortunately, at the moment. We have an undergraduate degree for fashion design, but not for masters. You can explore the full range of our courses on the website. Um, it's northumbria.ac.uk. I'm sorry about that. We do have a lot of choices for undergraduate programs and postgraduate, but this is one that we don't offer at postgraduate level. Sorry about that. Can we get scholarships on masters by our GPA and degree? What could be our monthly living cost? So, so we offer scholarships for master students as well. So it will be a really similar scholarship to the one I showed you. It's an automatic scholarship. So if we see that you meet the requirement, you will be given it automatically. luckily, luckily for some students, it's not based on merit, so we don't look at your grades for it. So we would look if you would need to be an international student, you would need to be a self-funded student, which means that you can still get a loan if you want to, but it just means that you can't be sponsored by an organization or an employer. So if you're a self-funded student with an international fee status, you might be eligible for a £2,000 discount on your fees. So it's called Global Scholarship. So if you'd like to find out a bit more about it, you can look for Northumbria Global Scholarship. What would be our monthly living cost? This is a really good question, Lara. I get it quite a lot, and I always struggle to answer it if I'm honest, because it really depends on a person. It's quite a personal question, I think. One of the undergraduate students from Greece, she told me that she was speaking with her friends, and they said that they managed to spend around £500, maybe a little bit less per month, not including rent. So rent starts from 70, 80 pounds per week. So that's, you can imagine how much it is per month. And on top of that, you could expect to spend around 500, 400 pounds on food and other activities. Of course, it will vary slightly. Do you offer online programs? Yes, we do. We do offer online programs, yes. So we have them at both undergraduate and postgraduate level. So if you want to find a full list of them, you just need to go on our website again, and I can send you a link. Actually, it might be useful. I will send you a link for the scholarship as well. So if you go onto our website and look at our course search tool. I will put it on here. Sorry, just one moment. So this is our website for the course search. You can look at the mode of study. So if you choose distance learning, this means that you will see all the programs that are being taught online. At the moment, if you're interested in starting your studies for September 2020, the applications are still open, and both for masters and undergraduate. And so because of the coronavirus, we will move some of the classes online. But if you have troubles getting on campus, you can study online until you are safe to come to campus. So we do have really great online teaching programs, great programs and software to make sure that you have a great experience while studying online. And the scholarship, sorry Lara, I'll send you in a moment. As I mentioned, it's called Northumbria Global Scholarship. So it's available for September 2020. But we do have similar scholarships every year. They do change every year, so you will not be able to find a lot of information about our scholarships for September 2021. But I can assure you that we'll have something similar for next year, that similar to what we have at the moment. Do we have work permit while we are studying master's degree? So, so the number of hours you are allowed to work while you're here, while you're studying, will depend on your visa. So you will have to look at what restrictions your visa gives you. Majority of international students will be allowed to work 14 hours a week, I believe, but it will depend on the visa. So we do have a visa support team, so they will be able to help you while you're here or even before you apply. And the 2-year post-study work visa that I spoke about in the presentation, it seems like it will be available for postgraduate students as well. there's a bit more detailed information about it on gov.uk website. So this is the official UK government's website, and it's called a post-study work visa. So you will be able to look for a job and stay in the UK while you're working or looking for a job for 2 years after your graduation. I hope that answers your question. I just saw a comment. Thank you for your nice presentation. You're very welcome, Alper. It's really nice to hear this. Anyone has any other questions? I think I answered the ones that are here on the chat. Really great questions, guys. I like doing these online events because I think people are a bit more brave to ask questions. I think sometimes in person it's a bit feels a bit more difficult. So really nice to see all your questions. You're welcome, Lara. Okay. Also, Lara, you're asking about your GPA. So we do accept GPA as well, of course, as one of the academic requirements. I was give you, um, Turkish entry requirements on the sheet, but we do accept the GPA and all the other ones from different countries. Okay. It seems like I've answered all the questions. It's nice to know that you must have done your research and you don't have any further questions. I'd like to use this opportunity and let you know that if you think of anything else that you would like to ask, there's a really easy way to contact us. So if you go on our website, which is northumbria.ac.uk, you'll see a short, like a small box that pops up in the corner of the screen. It says live chat. So if you type your question there, one of my colleagues will answer you within 2 minutes. So this is the quickest way to get more information if you wanted to. Because I know that it's hard to think of something on the spot, and you will probably think of something when this is all over. So that's what usually happens. Okay.
Thank you, Lina. It was a great presentation. Anything else do you want to add before we close this?
I think that's it. Unless anyone wants to just ask me to talk about something in general. But it seems like I answered all the questions, so we could wait for 1 more minute or so to see if there's more questions. I think
Yeah, we have 5 more minutes. If you want to wait around, we can wait for more questions.
Yeah, we can wait for 1 minute or so because I think we're done with the questions. But yeah, no, that's it. Thanks so much once again, everyone, for coming. It's really nice to see you all here, and I hope everyone's well. And thanks for the organizers. Thank you so much. Is it possible? We got one more question. Very good. Is it possible to open fashion design master program later? So we do open new programs quite often. Every year we have new programs for both master and undergraduate level. So if we see that there's a demand, which you are one of the people that contribute to it, so if we'll see that there is a demand, we will really consider opening it, definitely. So if you'd like to sign up for the mailing list, you can do that on our website, and then you will get updates. And when we have new courses, it's really obvious on our website as well because it's gonna pop up everywhere, so you will see. Thanks for your question. Okay, I think I want to study in this university very much. It's really nice to see that. I like enthusiasm. With great enthusiasm, anything is possible. So, so yeah, I hope you find a way. Also, so I think we're done with the questions. So just the last thing I want to add is that we have virtual open days coming up. So it's really fun. It's really interesting. You'll get to have a virtual walk around our campus and to find out more about the courses. There's subject-specific presentations that will be happening. So our academics will talk about the programs we offer, a bit more about how they look like, and you'll be able to just find out a bit more about the university. So if you are serious about studying here, or if you already applied, even if you're just curious, you're welcome to attend. So it's so you can find it on this website. Northumbria.ac.uk/open days. Okay, so thanks once again, everyone. I think we've done with the questions, so I think we can stop in here.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your participation, Lina. We hope to see you in Turkey soon.
I really hope so too. I really want to come. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Take care, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.